go get them again.
Welcome back to the Robes Away channel. I'm your host Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Maison Margiela, and this is their coffee-based fragrance, which was released back in 2019. It's called Coffee Break. I'm always a big fan of coffee-based fragrances. This one right here, I hear, is less coffee than what people want. For me personally, I like a dark, dense coffee based fragrances, and there's a lot on the market that touches upon coffee here and there, gives you a little splash of it, kind of teases it in the fragrance, and a lot of them fall short of the thought process of what I want in a coffee based fragrance. I'm a huge fan of that gourmand section of things. My favorite coffee-based fragrance, just for the record, is Follow by the brand of Kerosene. He used to be a fellow YouTuber that turned into a nose into the game, launched his own line, and honestly, that stuff blew me away. I have a bottle of Follow, and I just got a decant of Followed, so his second attempt to the coffee based. So I'm looking forward to smelling Followed. I got a little sample from a Lucky Scent. But let's go back to Maison Margiela. It's a brand that I own, two or three. I own the popular ones, Jazz Club. I own By the Fireplace, and I own another one. I don't recall. It's not really a big brand for me. They're not really huge fireworks, but they're designer. They're a little more pricey than your run-of-the-mill designer, but they're really good at what they do. They don't really jump off as niche or anything like that. It's just a really good designer release from the ones I've smelt, and obviously they do have their downfalls, their bad ones. So let's get into this one. Before we get into anything, I'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have and you're a loyal subscriber, merci beaucoup, certainly appreciate you. Smash that like button, much appreciated. So now let's take a look at the note breakdown. And from what I see here, we have, of course, the thing that attracts me here is the Modeste Roussel. That was the first thing I thought when I looked at this note breakdown, was the Modeste Roussel recipe of lavender and coffee, which he utilized in Rochas Man, Michael Jordan Legend, New Harlem in a different way. People like to put New Harlem in that. New Harlem is a different beast by itself. It's actually a great gourmand. I wouldn't say coffee forward, but it has its place. But lavender and coffee have always mingled, at least in the men's aisle, quite a bit. So I don't know if that's going to be this way. It has, of course, milk, tonka bean, benzoin, vanilla. So these are all vanilla centric. Will it be creamy? Will it be milky? Of course. And then, of course, there's some wood, cedar, and vetiver in the back end. Jacques Cavalier is the nose behind this. I believe Parfum has Natalie Lorson as the nose. I don't know, I have conflicting information in regards to the nose, but either way, Jacques Cavalier or Natalie Lorson, both all-star perfumers, established noses. Of course, Cavalier doing the Louis Vuitton line that all the kids like. So let's get into this one. Let's open this one. Of course, this is a returned product from the Frag Flex haul. So this one looks like it got like the normal amount of sprays that somebody would look at it, smell it, and go, nope, not interested. So on the bottles are always a great presentation. Honestly, no cap to these. This is, I like that they go like the period, Stockholm 2007 fragrance description. So creamy and cozy coffee. So already through the fragrance description, I'm assuming I'm going to get that milky note, the tonka bean, the benzoin, the vanilla to give that creamy aspect, cozy coffee. So that could, comforting kind of sweater weather kind of fragrance. And then style description is memory in a fragrance. So we'll see if it's a memory in a fragrance. So we'll put on strip first, of course, and then we'll put it on skin as per usual. This is a fragrance, when it was first launched, it was hard to find. I remember this. I was actually looking for it, and it was very hard to find for some reason. So let's sniff this one out and let's see what we get. Ooh, she's definitely not in the Follow, Kerosene, dark, dense coffee spectrum. More of a Oh, it's lavender centric. So going more towards the Maurice Roussel DNA, which is lavender is your primary actually. So, and a little bit of coffee. So it's fairly light as a coffee based fragrance. So it's one of those tweeners personally, I think, off this strip where it's not strong enough for these Canadian winters personally when it hits minus 40 Celsius. And yes, it does around my way. But it would be a perfect start of fall, start of spring kind of thing, going in those tweener months. It's lighter than you would expect for a fragrance like this. You want density for, at least for me personally. And every fragrance has its own lane, right? Even though it's not as dense as I would like or as bold as I would like, there's still a place for this to be worn. I'm almost kind of thinking like this is like the tea counterpart, like these tea-based fragrances like Gucci Put On 2 that are fairly light, but they're good for calming situations and kind of help you think and kind of just, they're almost zen-like. Gucci Put On 2 is exactly like the start of fall and exactly that kind of situation. This is your coffee representation of that. It's not what I'm looking for. I do want a darker coffee with depth. This isn't it. So anybody watching me right now, this ain't what you're looking for. If you're looking for like a big, rough, almost like an espresso shot kind of coffee, hit you in the nose kind of thing, no. But it does start off fairly fresh. It has a lot of tonka bean, which kind of gives you that creaminess. It gives you that vanillic aspect, so the benzoin and all that. Benzoin's not overly resinous. It really is more that vanillic aspect. You're going to get that almond of the tonka bean, and you're going to get a little bit of that caramelic hue, which is helping this coffee aspect of it. So there is a little bit of a coffee, but it's very much a secondary note in here. Yeah, the tonka bean is the stronger of those vanillic tendencies. So it's giving it that almond-like quality. So not a bad blending. It seems like there's some complexity to this thing as well. Even though it's a very simple, straightforward lavender coffee-based scent. Yeah, it really has some layers behind it, which is nice to see because a lot of these replicas are really the idea, like the snapshot of these fragrances by the fireplace, jazz club. They're very much a snapshot in time, and it really stays almost linear, and it really, the major components stay the same. I wouldn't say very, like the complexity isn't really there. There is some complexity in those, but this one does its job as far as complexity goes. I like the caramelic hue that really helps that coffee base up from the benzoin. Almost like a root beer, like benzoin can give you like a Coca-Cola vibe. It has a little bit of that from the benzoin. So I'm getting a little bit of that, which is always a little interesting. And I'm sure nobody's talked about that. I'm sure people are talking about coffee, coffee, coffee. And when your mind with the name and the marketing and everything, it kind of takes you that place because it can, with the vanilla and everything, kind of give you that coffee-like aspect. It's less about coffee and more about, like, what was it saying there? Like a memory and a fragrance. Exactly that. It's almost like the scent of a cup of coffee far away. There might be a little bit of dessert on the side here, but it takes you to a place where you're outside of the coffee shop, but you have a coffee with you. So all that really dense coffee smell of the actual coffee shop is not there. It's more taking it outside, and it's a little small portion of everything. Lavender fields are close to you. That would be a great imagery of lavender fields, cup of coffee, maybe a little bit of dessert, and you're enjoying time with somebody. This is like Gucci Put On 2 is actually the really great counterpart of this in the tea aisle because it is not dense. It really has that same quality in the coffee aisle that it has in the tea aisle. So actually lavender is a big part of this one. Takes a page of the Roussel DNA. And it's smooth. It's really smooth. So the Roussel DNA has some rough edges to it. If you've ever smelled Rocha Man, New Harlem, Michael Jordan Legend, they're not the smoothest fragrances out there. So the smoothness on here, it makes it less synthetic than those in a way. However, you lose some of the personality, right? Those rough edges gives you that personality in these kind of gourmand fragrances. And a lot of people like myself that love gourmands love the rough edges because it gives it personality, gives it depth, it gives it color. This is not that. It's very watercolor-esque, like almost a light brown to the effect, not a dark brown, almost going to a black coffee kind of thing. There's a little bit of woods in here too. I'm thinking sandalwood more than cedar. Cedar's listed, but I don't know. There's that smoothness, right? That could be fooling me a little bit, but I'm thinking I'm getting some sandalwood here. So at the end of the day, coffee break gives you a break of coffee. It really is like almost like a coffee break. Like you're sitting outside with your coffee and it's a break of the day, kind of get like slowing things down. This is where this imagery is going. And again, I'm really going way above my means. This is just an unboxing. I don't know why I'm going into almost full review mode here for you, giving you imagery and things like that. Sometimes that hits me on unboxing. Sometimes it's mundane, me going unboxing after unboxing, but then sometimes a scent just transports me. And that's kind of like the magic of fragrances, right? That's the thing of a fragrance reviewer that can tell a story or can experience or feel a story out of the scent profile, which is almost, it's a magical thing sometimes. As a fragrance reviewer, you almost go and you stop. And again, it's not the best Maison Margiela fragrance. It's not, is it a great coffee-based fragrance? No, it really isn't my speed. I want darker, denser, like I said earlier. But at the end of the day, this is a lighter coffee touch. Well worth a little, like a good $100 Canadian, perhaps, at a discounter. I feel like it's lacking for a higher price point than that. Margiela as a brand has always been a higher tier designer brand in pricing. Like it's always at the Sephora's, but it's always a little more expensive than your run-of-the-mill designers, but they're all catching up now. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that everything's kind of really close to the price point of these. I've never, recently I haven't gone and checked how much these are personally retail, but $100 Canadian at a discounter to get this. Looking at it as more of a versatile, almost like a scent for yourself kind of release. I could see that for $100 Canadian. So my American friends, you're looking at around 80 something dollars. I think the price point of these are 120 or something like that, 130. But anyway, yeah, I'd give it a chance at $100 Canadian, like even a tester or something. That's where I would roll the dice on this kind of fragrance. So at the end of the day, it is a warm fragrance. It has some aromatics. Obviously, the lavender's primary. So if you don't like lavender, this ain't for you. It totally steals the Roussel DNA. It's cozy, but it is lacking depth. It is lacking the strong coffee notes that I would crave in a fragrance. But I put it in that section of a calming fragrance that if I wanted a little hit of coffee, but I wanted like a really, and lavender can do that, right? It is a calming note. And it really goes into the, Gucci Pour Homme 2 section of Tea for Two for l'artisan parfumeur to this one kind of fits in that relaxing, I'm studying kind of fragrance that is just there and well done. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of surprised on this one. I thought I wouldn't like it. It's not a new idea. If you're in the men's aisle, maybe some of the women will think this is a new idea. But for the men out there, just think Roche Osman, Michael Jordan legend, but less synthetic, less rough edges, turn down the volume on a lot of things, almost polished version of those fragrances. So a little more calmer, a little more, memory in a fragrance is perfect style descriptor. Whoever wrote that, perfect. So a good release from Maison Margiela. I actually do like it, but for the right price tag, like get a tester. I'm getting it at discounters. I don't think full retail. I don't think this is a star of the brand, but it did take me someplace within the first sniff. So there is something to say about that. Now you can find this one at fragflex.com talking about discounters. They're great. And you can use my code TFG10. You get 10% off site-wide, so you don't have to purchase this, but go check out the website. I'm decanting this puppy for them. I'm looking forward to that. I'd like to keep a little bit for myself. Now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. Good, bad, and the ugly. Again, you don't have to agree. You can disagree with me. I love that my comment section, you know, you can, not politely, but you can say your thoughts on the fragrance. You know, you don't have to take jabs at me if this is your favorite fragrance of all time and I didn't do it justice. It feels, some comments get very personal and I understand fragrance is a personal thing. So I totally understand if someone has a different opinion than you. But I'd love to see yours in the comments below, good, bad, and the ugly. As a coffee addict, I would say, you know, go check out Kerosene if you haven't. Follow, a great fragrance. I can't wait to sniff Followed, which is follow from Kerosene, and see if it has a different hit of coffee. But that is my favorite of all time. I do like the denser stuff though, but this one, as far as calming coffees, it's one of the better ones. A lot of coffee-based fragrances utilize rose, like Montal, Mancera's use rose to balance out the coffee. I like the lavender, that floral, instead of the rose personally. Not that there's anything wrong with the rose coffee bases. Now, as always, a great pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your coffee-based fragrance wisely. Thanks for watching, YouTube. Have a good one.